Everyone out. Professional on duty. Not you, ma'am. You stay put, please. I came in here for a cup of coffee, not having to go to work. This bloody hour, too. Typical. Yes, ma'am. Don't worry. It's very much dead. Who am I? Name's Belmont. Thomas Belmont. Son of Julius Belmont. Never heard of me. Well, that stings, but doesn't surprise me. Oh, that. Yes, it was a vampire. A low-born ghoul of one, but no less of exactly what you think it is. Most people would say that fate has no sway in our lives, but if I'd been a minute later, you'd be the one being served for dinner right now on this countertop. I guess by telling the staff to leave the building, I left myself no one to get me that coffee. I guess I'll get it myself. Hazelnut blend. Not my first choice, but at least it isn't decaf. Oh, certainly. That is very real. Ghouls, vampires, ghosts, even the occasional fucking goblin pack if you wander into the wrong field at night. Little buggers like to try to chop you off at the knees. There's enough movies and books out there. Did you really think this was all completely fictional? No. Every myth, legend, and fairy tale you've heard has some level of accuracy to it, if only barely. My bloodline's been fighting off everything that goes bump the night for... oh god, how long has it been? It's 2023, so... subtract that, carry the 2. Add that over there. For 6 centuries? Math isn't my strong suit, so forgive me if I'm not spot on, but it's been a while. Every son and father before him, all culminating into the handsome mug you're currently staring at. Did I take over from my father? No, my father, well, he's alive, at least. Last I heard. He participated in a great battle in 1999, the greatest the Belmont clan had ever seen, and sealed away an evil so great I couldn't even begin to try to describe it to you. He was victorious, but suffered a wound that left holes in his memory. He remembers he's a Belmont, remembers our family creed against the darkness, but well, I may as well as not even exist. The passing of the Belmont creed from father to son is sacred, near divine among our family. But my father has not only lost all memory of me, but lost our most sacred tools as well. See, you can't kill a vampire or any other breed of night creature with just anything. Not efficiently, anyway. The Belmonts have a special set of weapons we've wielded since the days of our founder, Leon Belmont, that can make short work of almost anything. Sadly, now, like my birthright, they are lost to time. No, this whip isn't anything special. Just a simple bullwhip I purchased back during my time in the Midwest. Easily my 4th replacement at this point, if I'm counting. It does its job, but it's no Morning Star. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. If my father defeated the greatest evil known to man, why am I still wandering the streets with a bullwhip and getting looked at like the town bum? Well, see, let me save you some time and teach you a lesson that the Belmonts learned very quickly over the centuries. No matter how many times you stomp on the neck of evil, it always comes slithering back. My father may believe that the evil of Dracula and his kind is silenced forever, but I can look back at even just the last century and see how this cycle never truly ended. Yes, that Dracula, the one and the same. I've seen the latest TV shows and movies about him. They capture maybe 1/10 of the terror that such a man represented in reality. Death has claimed his soul countless times throughout the centuries, and yet can never keep him. My father's final victory supposedly forever locked away Dracula's castle, his source of resurrection in... well, it's hard to describe. With my father's shattered memory, it's hard to get specific details of the battle itself, but the castle is locked away from the hands of those who may wish to resurrect the Impaler. A comforting thought for some, I'm sure, but not one I can swallow quite so easily. We're talking about a man who commanded demons, monsters of the night, and wielded magic unlike anyone I've ever heard of. You don't simply defeat someone like that, not when they are such a primordial force of evil, and not when so many will flock to the cause of a broken man. The odds are simply too high. Me, sympathetic to Dracula. As sympathetic as I can be to a man who was fucked by humanity. Perhaps. Vlad Dracula Tepes was a monster, through and through. Of that there is no doubt. But according to the texts of the Belmont hold, he wasn't always that way. He had a wife, a love, who was expanding the sciences and medicine to the local villages and people around the year 1455. Naturally, I don't need to explain to you what happened when the local religion found out about a woman using herbs and unsanctioned practices to heal the sick. Spot on. Accused of witchcraft and sentenced to death, along with the last remaining shreds of Vlad Tepes's humanity. He started a campaign against all of humanity that night, pledging the rest of his existence to our extinction as a penance for the death of his wife. A promise I can't say I wouldn't make if I lost the woman I loved. Quite frankly, I wouldn't have given the world the year to prepare that he did. But I never claimed to be perfect either. What happened? Well, seeing as how you're still here to listen to the ramblings of this Belmont, he clearly didn't succeed. My ancestor, Trevor Belmont, and his allies, a magician woman and Dracula's own son, succeeded in defeating Dracula Tepes and saving humanity as a species. You'd think this is where the story would end, but by the evidence of the vampire corpse currently staying the floor over there, the cycle is likely going to spin on into eternity. Dracula's son. Yes. Adrian Fahrenheit Tepes. Or as many know him, Alucard. A half-vampire born of the union between Dracula and his wife. Blessed with his mother's heart and all of his father's strength, I have never known a being of more exceptional power and exceptional sadness. He and the Belmont clan have been close ever since he and Trevor Belmont defeated his father. And, quite frankly, I'll be damned if I'm the weak link in that chain. Honestly, if not for Alucard Tepes, I wouldn't be half the vampire hunter I am today. I owe him my life, in more ways than one. Could Alucard beat the darkness alone? To be frank with you, at this point, it wouldn't surprise me if he could. The man is a legend in his own right, but the world is a big place. It simply isn't possible, even for a vampire, to be everywhere at once. Even Dracula needed to use his enchanted castle to move around the world at impossible speeds, or else his conquest to exterminate all of humanity would have taken far too long. So, in exchange for sharing all the knowledge and skills of the Belmont clan with me, I return the favor by assisting Alucard in protecting humanity from night creatures and whatever else comes crawling out of the dark. Well, what does this have to do with you? You asked me this while sitting across from a Belmont and next to a now dead vampire. Alright, I'll cut you some slack. I probably looked much the same when I first met Alucard, and he explained that I belong to a family of fucking monster hunters. Vampires do kill. Regularly, in fact. But this wasn't a wanton feeding or random spur-of-the-moment slaughter. The only reason I had the chance to save you at all is because the ghoul wasn't trying to kill you immediately. It hesitated. No. It wanted you alive for some reason. Ghouls aren't usually ones to drag a meal away and save it for later. Typically just tearing into everyone nearby. But the staff and other patrons weren't touched when I came in. It only lunged for you. Which leads me to believe there's something bigger going on here. I was already following reports of odd sightings in the area, and now that I see that there's a ghoul involved, those sightings were likely the ghouls themselves or their masters scouting out their prey before making their move. Typical Belmont luck for me to stumble right into this shit as it's happening. Why do they want you? Couldn't tell you. Ransom, blood offering to some twisted god. I could run down a shopping list of fucked up reasons to kidnap an innocent soul, but without more evidence to go off of, I can't narrow down any more information besides the fact that we are likely dealing with a vampire itself or a forge master in their employ. For the uneducated, a forge master is someone who is able to create night creatures, ghouls, monsters, basically, often in the service of the vampire. You see, ghouls won't obey humans, seeing them as food, not people. So the source of this is likely just as supernatural as the minions that it's commanding. Tell me, is there any history of weirdness in your family? Any supernatural occurrences or happenings that you couldn't explain? Anything that might have been swept under the rug? Anything at all, even simple premonitions or weird feelings in certain places? No, your mother was a psychic. Well, that's not much to go off of, but it might be something. What was her name? No, you're shitting me. Mother Victoria Belnades. I knew it. I knew this cycle wasn't over, and here I am, stumbling right into the newest shitstorm of the 21st century. The magician woman I mentioned, the one who married Trevor Belmont and blessed our bloodline with magic. Her name was Saifa Belnades, meaning you are related to the woman who stood before Dracula Tepesh and didn't break, the one who has allied with the Belmont clan since the 1400s. That's why they want you, whoever they are. Your blood is extraordinary. Even the tiniest drop. Perhaps too extraordinary. If the wrong people were to get their hands on you. Oof. Come with me. When their minion doesn't return, the masters will come searching, and you can't be here, can't have even been here recently. They'll get your scent, and without knowing exactly what I'm defending you from, I'd rather not risk them finding us. Yes, defending you. The darkness of the night wants you, and it's my duty as a Belmont to make sure that doesn't happen. So like it or not, we're in this together now. Belnades in Belmont. The cycle never ends.